What's up, old school homies? Let's talk about rock collecting limitations. This is a funny subject because as a rock collector, you sort of get into like just the whole collecting aspect of it. It doesn't really mean that you need to own it. It's just fun to go out and find it. And that's what I've learned over time is I'm leaving more and more stuff on the ground and taking a few finer pieces and not worrying that I accidentally left something behind or I might want to come back to this. Because I do. Sometimes I will come back to a rock if I feel like, you know what? I think I should go get that rock that I left behind. And that's a way better feeling than being like, okay, I have too many rocks here and I want to put it back. I don't know if I've done that. Put rocks back? No. I've never put a rock back. That's not true. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, if it'll blend into somewhere else pretty easily, I'll just put it in the planters here and there and everywhere. And then, yeah, the way I put them back, it's not exactly where they came from. So, I don't know. Does it really matter where the rocks go? They drift all over the earth anyways. They're gonna weather back into the rock cycle. Don't overthink it, you know? That's why I try to say don't start judging other people that they're too greedy about collecting rocks and then all of a sudden they just start building houses over the rocks that everybody should have collected, you know? Don't be naive. There's a lot of big money construction companies that are going to build over the top of all of this land before anybody collects anything on it. So trying to like get all sad about, oh, I accidentally collected too much. It depends on the area. Don't pick out areas that are small, you know? That's just being a dick. You're just leaving nothing for anybody else. And it's like a popular area that you read in the Gem Trails book, and you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna tear this one a new one. And that happens all the time. I'm not gonna say it doesn't, and I don't care personally. Go ahead, do whatever you want. I know this one guy. His wife was like, "Give it up, man. Just stop rock collecting." And she came over to me and shook my hand, and she said, "Thank you for taking some of these rocks," because they were moving from one house to another. And I said, "Yeah, no problem, anytime." And she goes, "No, seriously, keep coming back and taking more of these rocks because we're not moving them all to our next house that we're going to." And that's going to be the point that you're going to be at. If you just keep collecting to the point where you can't keep any of them because you eventually have to move from place to place and you might not have an entire gigantic acre backyard to keep them all in, like this guy did. Um, what are you doing with them, anyways? You know, like at that point, you have to kind of start selling. And collecting rocks to sell is somewhat illegal. I mean, somewhat. I mean, you could buy somebody else's collection and they collected it. So, like, is that illegal? No. So, is it illegal to collect rocks and sell them? Technically, yes. But what are you doing collecting so many rocks to the point where you can't display them? And that's pretty much where these rocks were. They were underneath a tree, getting covered in leaves, in crates, and they were well organized, but the crates had been sitting there for decades, and if you lifted a crate, all the plastic would break apart and the rocks would fall out the bottom. So it was really just a mess. He's trying to move out of a place. He couldn't get them out of the side yard, and his wife is pissed off. He didn't want to move it because he had 4 times as many rocks that had to go to his next house that he was moving to. And his wife is just telling us, like, give it up, man. Um, he's digging in the same place he's been digging his whole life, and you know we're and me and the other rock collector guy are just like shriveling, like don't hurt our feelings. We're rock collectors, but really, like, is it greed? Not exactly. If you talk to the guy, he liked to collect for fun. He was an agate digger. An agate digger is like different than me. I'm not an agate digger. I've done it a few times, but it's not what I do. I just walk around and pick up stuff off the ground, and he enjoys the pursuit of digging deeper and deeper into rocks. Whether or not he needs them, no, he doesn't. He has a whole backyard full of them, but he has fun doing it. It helps him relax. He has a real job, and he takes care of his kids, and he digs on public land. So, would I say anything against him? No. Do whatever's legal. I don't care what you do. Have a good time.